Hey there, Bourbon Street Joe here. Welcome back. Maybe to me, maybe to you. I'm not sure. But, yeah, let's do another 24-hour Tuesday. I was traveling last week. I had company the week before, so schedule's been a little slack. Oh, my puppies have fallen over. Good grief. Anyway. Moving forward. Let's go with 24-hour Tuesday. This is going to be a rather short video because though it is a 24-hour ration, there we go, it is not a very substantial one. Today we're looking at a PLA, or People's Liberation Army, Chinese Navy ration. And yes, I actually looked that up, and that is the way that is usually described, is the People's Liberation Army Chinese Navy. Or the Chinese Navy, or the PLA Navy. But yeah, it seems like a really long, drawn-out title. Anyway, this does express, and I'll probably put it up over here in the translation. So these are your nutritional facts over here. These are obviously your weights, your caloric and other percentages broken down, pardon me. And these are your contents here, what this contains. There, and yet again, there. So, again, need a new scale because this one just keeps shutting down. It is 949 grams, or 2 pounds, 1.5-ish ounces. Now, this is a 24-hour ration, as I said. However, it is broken down into 3 separate components, or meals, I should say, each which has duplicate components. Hence, this is going to be a real short one because there's not much use reviewing the same package 3 times in a row because that's just redundant, even for me. So there is your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or dinner, lunch, and breakfast, or lunch, breakfast, and dinner, or however you want to go, because they're all exactly the same. So we will only open one of these, because again, why bother doing all 3? Kind of silly. So one of them, and again, that is broken down on the box here, is going to consist of 295 grams, which may or may not have that, and we'll open it just off camera to see if it does that thing. I didn't really hear anything, but it may or may not have done that thing that we don't really discuss. And here it is. So now Steve did this ration, and these are compressed cereal bars. I have not, to my knowledge, had these in the Chinese rations that I have tried, which is not many. But these are meat and I believe green onion. They do smell like onions. Apparently Steve said they make everything taste like onions. That's 110 grams for those 2. One of these, and they are individually wrapped, and these 2 are wrapped together, as are those 2. This is a chocolate one. which does, of course, smell like green onions. That's 56 grams. And this one is a glucose bar, I believe he said, which also smells like green onions. That's 54 grams. And the ones that are green onions, which smell even more strongly of green onions, 56 grams. One's 56, one's 53. So that's what we got in there. And then in this small package, there should be, if I can remember Steve's video, there is some, there's a Fapkin, which oddly enough smells of chocolate, not of green onions, which weighs 1 gram. Sorry to bump the world there. A toothpick with a happy face on it, which weighs pretty much nothing. We have probably the source of the smell of chocolate, 2 little individual chocolate bars, which are ostensibly 5 grams each. These are some compressed haw slices, which are from the fruit of a hawthorn bush. I actually like these, which is a 14 gram piece, or two 7 gram pieces, I guess. And then we're supposed to have, oh, I thought there was only one in Steve's. 2 big ass pieces of chewing gum, which smells like chocolate, and 5 grams. This is supposed to be fish. So individual slices of fish, or one huge slice, I'm not entirely sure. 11 grams. And then we have some beef jerky, which is also 11 grams. Yeah, that is the sum total of the contents. That's the meal. So we're going to pause for 1 minute and try to do something with this to make it a little more cohesive, and then we'll get back. Just quickly, about ½ ounce. Same. Less than. Less than. 0.1 ounce. Chocolate is 2 ounces. Glucose is 1.8. And individually, these are about, less than 2 ounces. Okay, be right back. Okay, so we've got everything opened up, laid out, and of course, imitation is the best form of flattery, and we try to learn from our betters. So in Steve's afterthought in his video, he's like, hey, what happens if we take our little, and you can see I had more water there, a little less there, and a lot less there. What happens if we take our cereal bars and bust them up, add hot water to them, and make some sort of porridge, gruel, what have you? So this is what our glucose one looks like. Very crumbly, like it just collapsed into dust. Obviously very dry. I don't think I mentioned, which I should have, I believe that's a 2019 expiration date of 10th to the 8th or 8th to the 10th. I'm not entirely sure. So that one is mildly sweet. No real discernible flavor to it. Like I said, it's dry as hell, so you're going to need a lot of water to get these things down. Chocolate. Again, very dry. Does taste of chocolate though. The green onion, which permeates pretty much everything in here. Very pronounced green onion flavor. Again, there's meat in it. What kind? Couldn't tell you, honestly. Our dried fish. Pretty sure it's not individual slices. It's just some like waffly piece of dried fish. Obviously very fibrous. Smells a lot like fish. Or dried fuel tablets. Obviously very dry. Very fibrous. It reminds me of a lot of the dried squid. Slight bitterness to it too. Done a lot of dried squid snacks I had in Japan. Very similar consistency. Or beef jerky. This is almost like a, again, very fibrous. At least I think it's beef. I think that's what Steve said. But this strikes me almost as like a, see what I mean? There's pieces flying off. There's definitely a 5-spice aroma to it. Might be a bit more anise or like a 5-star anise, pardon me, like a licorice powder flavor to it. It's almost like pork floss, if you ever had that in Chinese cooking. But there's enough chunks inside of it. That's not, clearly that's not what it is. Again, a bit of an underlying hint of bitterness to it. And then we'll quickly round robin these guys. This is our glucose. As you can see, it reconstitutes to eat 3, 6, pardon me, 3, and 6 biscuits. You're going to need a lot of water if you're going to go this route. That's a close up of what it looks like. Not a lot of flavor. Again, it's probably still rehydrating, but it's been about 5 minutes. Not a lot of texture either, really. I mean, it's a little crummy. Some chunks of, not entirely sure, but try that. Definitely taste the chocolate in that. And then the smelly culprit here, which again I added the least amount of water to and has thickened up the most. Brings forward the flavor of the meat a little more, as opposed to the green onion. Try our haw slice. And I can throw a picture up here probably of what a hawthorn berry looks like, or even the shrub, whatever it is. I'm going to do, again, it's just a compressed fruit. think Steve said he got some ginger off that. I'm not detecting that. Just like any other hog I've tasted. Very similar to a cranberry, but mealy, almost like a pear. It's almost a cross between the two. Source of the chocolate smell in the ration, as opposed to the green onion smell. Oh, not even bloomed. The ones that Steve had were kind of bloomed in the middle there. But, nope. And these are kind of melting a bit in my hands. But kind of like a waxy, almost like a milk chocolate, maybe. Definitely not a heavy cacao percentage on that, or cocoa percentage. Or super huge beaten up chiclets, which have little blue flakes and smell of nothing really, which is odd. I'll probably throw a translation of that out. That's weird tasting. Doesn't really have an identifiable flavor. It's quite chewy. It's not unpleasant. I can't honestly tell you what the heck that is. And it just, the flakes basically go away. And it's just a white gum. But that would be your breakfast, or your lunch, or your dinner, and that would be coffee. Barking away at something. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, lunch, breakfast. But that is a 24-hour. Now, is it palatable? It's bearable. Without water to make, well, I mean, be realistic. Without water and time, you're not going to, and bowls, you're not going to be able to do that, and that 3 meals a day during combat. It's just not going to be feasible. So that would involve choking this down, drinking enough water to turn it into that kind of a paste in your stomach, or worst comes to worst, choking that down dry, and then having that rehydrate in your stomach, which is going to cause all sorts of gut problems. Anyway, the butt ration, the toothpick. I think we can probably figure out how to use a toothpick. Yeah, other than that, again, this is a LQ, or as we phonetically would pronounce that in English, Lima, Quebec, 002. People's Liberation Army, Chinese Navy, 24-hour ration. I believe it may say something about amphibious troops in here, but don't quote me on that. Just look at the translation, which has already been up there. And yeah, 24-hour Tuesday. I'm Bourbon Street Joe. Bye. Yeah, you're not getting off that easy. And besides, I said I was traveling. I left the Okanagan and went down to the coast and was in Vancouver for a couple of days. And then went to the island and then came back and then came home. While I was in Vancouver, bonus content, I picked up a couple of things at a TNT, which is an Asian supermarket. So I figured, considering we were dealing with China, let's go back to China. So we have a shu long can, I believe that's how it's pronounced. Fighting! I don't know why I said it in that accent. Self-heating hot pot. This is a spicy seafood flavor, 455 grams. Apparently 650 grams with the self-heating element. That's almost 1 pound 7 ounces. And for giggles, I also picked up a, not pronouncing that because, yep, Kung Pao vegan chicken clay pot rice self-heating pot, which is a heck of a friggin' mouthful. And looks like it's an ounce of 305, 102 grams drinking pure water, 110 grams of instant rice buns, 85 grams of vegetable buns, and 8 grams of clay pot rice juice, which sounds frightening as hell. That's 440 or 15.5 ounces. Get that out of the way. So that's what that looks like in all its glory. There are your heating instructions. There are your sizable list of ingredients, which kind of wrap around to there. I believe there's our best before of 2023. Hopefully the 2nd of the 19th month, or the 19th of the 2nd month, or that's a production date, not a... It's probably a production date, not a best before date. That market's pretty dang busy. And then this one, yeah, that's just going to be a rolling boil here, because that's just going to go... Yeah, like that. So instructions for this one are, place a seasoning packet in a bowl, add up to 1 centimeter water to the edge of the inner bowl, heating bag, inner bowl, outer bowl, 15 minutes, enjoy your food. So I think, just to be safe, we'll... Sorry, that went right next to the microphone, and it's probably going to be loud as heck. Move those kids out of the way. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. I got a couple little... So, put one here. And this one... Go here. There's your directions there. Yada yada, blah blah blah. And I can barely read that through my dim vision. That's 15 minutes you gotta wait, and I will prep that as well. And we'll be back in a bit. Surprise!
water.
And we're back yet again. So it's been over 15 minutes. A little hesitant to pop these things open because it took off like crazy. I figured that was going to drop like that. Oh well. And this is what we created, which should be clay pot vegan chicken, vegan kung pao chicken clay pot rice. Thankfully, this one came with, seems like possibly napkin and a very small pair of chopsticks. Oh, and a toothpick. No. There's no happy face on this one. But anyway, that's what this one has turned out to be. Now, as I understand, I've never had it. I think clay pot rice is basically supposed to be you make the rice in a clay pot and then you char the bottom layer of rice and then you put everything on top and cook it, and it's supposed to add a unique flavor. This is all kind of jumped above the flavorings. There's a bean, whatever else was in there. Chilies. Oh, if it's kung pao, it's supposed to be hot, I guess. I'll just want to get the other one open first here. It's still warm to the touch. This one, this one's going to be hot. I can just tell by the way it tried to vaporize my fingers off my hand. This probably says, don't do this. This will hurt you. That one, that is probably going to stay on there. Oh, no, yeah, we'll leave that one on there and bring this closer. By moving the other one, I activated it again. So there's our spicy hot pot seafood, whether it's real or imagined. Not entirely sure. It looked like fish balls, maybe fish cake, lotus root, probably kombu seaweed, and a very red chili forward looking broth. I will use my little nappy nap. Try to get most of that off. Other than that, I go to taste this one, which is probably the milder of the two. I'm probably not going to get anything out of it. I go straight in for the spicy. And that's a long grain rice, so I'm going to take it carefully back here because honestly, that's it's not going to go well. And it's still not going well. Okay, now we're getting a little chili tingle. I don't know what kung pao chicken is. I've never had it in Canada, never had it in the States. To my knowledge, it's not even actually Chinese, like authentic mainland China Chinese. It's like another westernized American forward-pleasing type thing that they came up with to feed more white people, Caucasians, Chinese food. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, the rice is hydrated nicely. The other fillings are soft. Of course, they were wet pack, but they're heated through. Everything is heated through. probably not my thing, just because I'd rather just make rice and do that with it. But all right, our weird little seafood. It's not weird, it's just different, right? So we got black fungus, lotus root, our pseudo fish diamond shaped thing. I'll try a piece of lotus root here. Okay, so the lotus root has a bit of crunch to it still. That's nice. The spice is there. It's not super hot. Around about a buffalo wing level of heat. However, and if my memory fails, or mails me, maybe if my memory mails me, I'll get this sometime. Anyway, unless my memory fails me, that numbing sensation I'm getting on my tongue from Szechuan peppercorns, no, it's not. See, now that caught in my throat. That's a little different sensation. It's called mala, which is strange flavor or numbing flavor, and that's why it's strange, because it's not hot, it's not sour, it's not sweet. This, however, is very salty, as well as having that mouth numbing flavor. I find the mala pleasant, but again, this is really salty and really hard when you're trying to vaporize it and swallow it. Would I buy either one again? Probably not. But I did buy them just to lengthen this video out a bit, because I knew the other would be quite repetitive if I tried anything like that. So, yeah, hope you like the times, plus, minus, I don't know. Hope you like the bonus content, and I'm Bourbon Street Joe, and I'm out. Bye.